Hi guys, with CAT overs now everyone is now going to focus on the other exams. IIFT is one good exam which people are targeting. So today my objective is to give you the complete overview about the IIFT paper and everything. So I want you to sit with your pen and paper with you because this is a health check video in which I want you to mark down your understanding of where you stand on this particular area which I'm going to show you now. Fine, so please have your pen and paper with you while you are seeing this video. All right. So if I start with the overview of the exam, fine. So this is the overview. The total number of questions every year will change. Last year, for example, was 128 questions, but you never know how many questions you're going to get this year. This year can be 130 or 120. We don't know. Fine. The number of sections are fixed. There are 4 sections. I'll give you the idea about how the kind of question, what kind of questions which are coming in each of the section in some time. But let's start the overview. So the questions per section are varied. They change according to the question to question. But in general, there are around 20 questions on an average on each of the section. Fine. Marking scheme again varied. IIFT the only exam where not every question is 1 mark. Fine. For example, Quant is 1 mark, but logic is 0.75 marks. Fine. So IIFT and SNAP this year we will be 2 exams. IIFT and SNAP who will have a not equal marking for everyone. For example, SNAP there are 1 mark for every maths question, but 2 marks for every logic question. Yep. So it's going to change. Negative marking, yes, 1/3 in the negative marking, which is at par with CAT. Number of choices are 4. Duration 120 minutes. That is the main key, and the marks is 90 because some questions are 0.75. So 128 question will come to 90 marks. Alright, so that's kind of overview. So kind of for those who have taken CAT earlier, for them it's a brilliant change or a 100% change from what they've been doing earlier, because this is no more a CAT exam. The level of difficulty will not be as high as CAT, but because time is the main constraint, the problem will be the speed. Fine. CAT is like a test match. You play those balls that you can play and you leave a few balls. But here it's like a T20. You have to run. Alright, so these are the 4 sections of the exam. Section number 1 will contain logic and DIDS. Alright, so 20 questions on logic, 19 questions on DI. Fine, so 39 marks, 39 questions per section. Section 2 Quant, 25 questions. Section 3 verbal and RC combined. So 20 and 16 questions. Last will be the GK section. Fine. Trust me, GK is one of the second most important area. Fine, in your exam, because after Quant, because of the fact that GK is scoring. Yeah, if you work hard, GK is scoring. If you don't work hard, obviously you can't do anything in this area. Okay, we'll talk about that thing as we go along. Fine, so this is the overview of the paper. The Quant section 25 questions, 1 mark each. Quant and DI are 1 mark each. Fine, that's make it the most important area. For every Quant question you're doing, you are getting more marks, 33% more marks than what you've been getting in verbal. So it makes more sense to spend more time on Quant and DI rather than on verbal. Yeah. Followed by verbal RC, 35 questions in all, but 40.75 marking. Logic and GK again last 2 areas. So that's the overview of your paper. Yep. So not every question in is 1 mark. Fine. So cutoff for the exam changes every year. For example, if I talk about 2012 paper, 2012 paper was very easy as compared to the earlier year papers. So cutoff gone up to 50, 48 to 50 marks out of 90. So 2013 also we can expect the same thing. If the paper is easy, the cutoff will be high. But if the paper is the last 2 years, like 2012 and 2011, then cutoff will fall to around 38 to 40. Alright, so cutoff will change according to every year, according to the level of difficulty. So be prepared for any kind of question. But do remember the paper stuff, the cutoff will fall 38. If the paper is easy, cutoff will go up 48. Fine. So don't worry about the level of difficulty. If the level of difficulty is high in your paper, then don't worry that everyone will be in the same loop. If you can't score, there will be a lot more people who can't score as well. Fine. So cutoff will automatically fall. Yep. So 48, 50 mark cutoff, that's a thumb rule for you people. 50 mark cutoff if it's a easy paper, and 40 mark cutoff if it's a tough paper. That's a mota moti thumb rule. Fine. IIFT also claimed to have a sectional cutoff. Fine, which changes year to year, but as of now, let's assume there is a sectional cutoff as well. So your attempt have to be around 16 questions from the logic and DI section. Again, doable. Quant section target 15 questions. That's what I told you. Quant the main area. Cutoff will be around 15. Verbal RC combined, you have to solve around 20 questions right. So in this one attempt is right. GK out 28, 7 questions were done. So total 48 marks you need will be this will be the motamoti breakup of each of the section. Yeah, so please pause the video and pick up your pen and paper and note down all these things. Alright, moving on to the main part of the exam, which is your time strategies. You got 120 minutes and 128 question. So approximately around 55 seconds per question. Now 55 seconds is more than sufficient to do a easy quant question or easy DI question, but it's very difficult to do RC and all. Fine. So please don't leave RC towards the end. If you have already joined Cetking workshop, there will be a couple of more videos coming, the phase 2 and phase 3 videos, which will be helping you out in the strategy part. Plus I'll give you the type of questions which are coming in IIFT and how to solve them. That will be covered in the next workshop. Alright, so if I compare the level of difficulty of last 3 years IIFT paper, fine, easy, this is this year, lot more question on easy, medium, difficult. Your target is to mark these areas, is to do maximum in this area, or the maximum brunt of your exam, or the most focus of your exam should be on this area, followed by this. Please leave the tough question, you don't have time to do these questions. But if I compare the last year, there were less easy question but more medium question, and year before that maximum question were difficult. So ideally, yes, the level of IIFT exam have gone down, the level of difficulty, but you never know, this year you can expect anything. Fine, so be prepared for the worst, but do expect the best kind of thing. Yep. Alright, now I'll move to the section wise area. So I'll start with the quant section. Now quant section, out of 25 questions, these were the type of question. Now I want you to pause the video and mark it here yourself on your piece of paper. How much would you have got if they have question? Is this a strong area or weak area? Just mark a tick and cross. For example, if I talk about my example, permutation combination probability is strong area for me. Equation strongs, maybe number I'm weak at, geometry I'm weak at, percentages I can do, mixturization I can do, interest I can do, logs I can't do, time and work I can do, but time and distance I can't do. So what I'm doing is I'm identifying the areas where I'm weak at. So immediately you will get a target for next couple of weeks. Fine. So first two weeks from today, please work on your basics, trying to improve your weak area. Anyway, you have to do that for your other exams, for SNAP, CMAT, CAT, whatever exam you are remaining with. You have to improve your weaknesses. So this is the right time to start them off. Alright, so height and distance, special equation, indices. So please pause the video and look at yourself. Now if I compare this in general as an overview of the quant section, yep, equations, numbers, if I leave them apart, percentages, mixed allegations, interest, time and work, time and distance, these 5 topics are pure arithmetic. So arithmetic is again dominating the area, followed by a modern maths, which is geometry and permutation combination probability. Fine. So just like CAD, your arithmetic, modern maths are both equally important for the exam. So don't leave them. Moving to the next DI, there was one bar chart last year, 2 tables, another bar chart and a pie chart. Fine. Now this equation changes every year. Next year you can expect 4 or maybe 6 DI sets. So that's just very normal. It's just a method to scare you, but don't worry, you'll sail through. Alright, moving to the again typical questions, sentence correction, fill in the blanks. But if you look at here, these are all vocab based questions. So 10 questions out of I think 20 questions on verbal are based on antonyms, synonyms. So this is something which is fundamentally different from the CAT exam. Fine. So first change, if you have taken only CAT exam so far, will be your verbal section, because you were expecting a lot of inference based question, but here there are a lot of question based on vocab, directly from vocab. Fine, followed by parajumbles and speeches. Fine, but this is your main area, so you have to work on these areas in next couple of weeks. RC section, last year RC there were 4 RC, 1 difficult, 1 medium, 2 easy. So 1 based on social, there was a CSR article, history based article, editorial, and history based. Yep, so these are your type of RCs you can expect in the exam. Alright, moving to the next section, logic. Those who have taken CAT and know the exams, this is your main area where you will fall flat, because you're going to see this question for the first time in your fine. Deductions. If you're following deduction using CAT method, you're always going to get wrong answer. So please stop using typical quant question, quant method of solving the question. Yep. Second topic, puzzles. Lot of questions were there on logical puzzles. There were 8 questions, not 2, but 8 questions based on logical puzzles. Data comparison 2 questions, coding 2 questions, series based 3 questions, input output direction sense. So that's a motamoti overview about the paper from the logic point of view. So again, just a reminder, if you have not taken any of the exams, if you have not taken CMAT, if you have not taken Narsimonji and SNAP, then IIFT students, I'll warn you that paper is going to be nonsense. So please be prepared. Yep. GK section. Now, a lot of people are here argue with me that sir, GK the GK cannot be improved and all these things. Now, what I say, if you today leave Quant, trust me, your score in Quant also will be as good as GK score. Fine. So what we're going to do is from next weekend we're going to start a dedicated workshop for the exams, which your exam is coming closer. So please do attend all the IIFT workshops there, so that we can see where you stand. Alright, so GK section, current affairs 10 questions, main area. Business GK 5 questions, international affairs 4 questions, award 3, communities 2, history 2, and sports 2. That's the sports section overview about what kind of questions which were coming. Alright, on last thing on what to do in the last few days for your IIFT exam. Number 1 is going back to the books and basics. It's very important to go through all the books and basics you have done so far. For if you've already prepared for CAT, trust me, you have done enough preparation for your all the exams of the tough question. But in IIFT and every exam after CAT, Narsimonji, SNAP, CMAT, CET, all the exams will contain a lot of questions which will be directly based on the formulas and books. So you have to revise everything what you have done earlier or what you missed for CAT. Yep. So just go through them so that you get enough practice of going through these questions. Yep. Then second is a weak area. Everyone have got a weak area and you have left a few topics for CAT. Trust me, this is an ideal time to improve your weak area, because every exam after CAT again is going to talk about 90% of every exam is same. Yep, coordinate geometry. If you have left for CAT, you will see geometry maybe not as high as CAT level difficulty, but a little bit more easier in every other exam. Fine. So it makes sense to go through a weak area, and trust me, this is the last opportunity to improve the weak area. Fine. Let it be geometry, let it be verbal, let it be RC, let it be anything. Fine. So last few days you have got now after your CAT and before your IIFT, it's the ideal time to work on the weak area. Fine. Third thing is moving on to the shortcut thing. Now this is the right time to shift your gear to a advanced level of speed. Fine. Like I told you earlier, the CAT is all about how you manage the paper. It's not about speed. It's about your intelligence and how good you are at managing a little bit tricky questions. Whereas on the other hand, every other exam after CAT will test your speed. ZAT ले लो, SNAP ले लो, CMAT ले लो. All the exam is a run a ball kind of situation where it's 1 minute per question. CAT had on an average 3 minutes per question, but every exam after CAT will have 1 minute per question. So your shortcuts and strategies have to be in place so that you can score well. And trust me, if the paper is easy, everyone can score. The only person who is able to manage his mock strategies will be the one who will succeed. Fine. So next point is your managing your mock strategies. Trust me, it's not important to take mock for IIFT, because anyway if you have taken a few mocks for CAT, you have done enough practice of the paper kind of thing. The only thing you have to manage is your strategy part, how you strategize yourself. That's why the next video we have, the phase 2 video of IIFT, is basically talking about your strategies. Fine. So I'm going to give you strategies which will increase your score by up to 20 marks by just fine tuning the strategies, but not working on your skills, but on your mock taking abilities. Fine. If you're able to manage those 2 hours, 120 minutes, then the game is yours. Right. Last but not the least is your GK part. Fine. A lot of people have ignored GK so far, but this is the right time to start working on the GK. If you've joined Cetking, there are visual GK. There are 5-6 areas within GK which are there online. Fine. Otherwise, you start working on your GK part, because GK is your main deciding factor. IIFT, ZAT, SNAP, IRMA, MyCat, TESS, whichever exam you are taking after your CAT exam, everyone will contain GK. Fine. So you have to do it. And trust me, in ZAT and IIFT, which is supposed to be the more difficult paper, GK is a savior. Fine. Every year I've seen 12 questions coming from Cetking GK workshops in IIFT and ZAT, which are easy mark for you people. Fine. So please work on the GK, but I know some coaching should recommend that GK cannot be improved. Fine. There is no way you can improve your GK, blah blah blah. Trust me, if you leave your maths today, you will even score same marks in maths as well. If you're expecting 5 marks out of 100 in GK, you'll expect 5 marks in maths as well. Fine. So you have to work on that. Alright. So there's another video for GK. If you want to go to that video, just search for Cetking GK video on YouTube. You'll see that video. Alright. Fine. So I'll stop here. Please, all the best for your exams. So thank you very much. If you want to join us, you can join us on 9820500380 or cetking.com. Fine. So that's for the phase 1 video. Phase 2 and phase 3 videos are coming in next couple of weeks. Yep. Alright. All the best. Thank you.